Hi, Beardos. Joe here, and we can't come to the phone right now because, well, we don't want to. So, leave us a message right here, and we will listen to it as soon as we feel like it. Bye!
Hello, gentlemen. This is Seymour. I just wanted to call and say that I really love the show. You are all quite comical. But the one thing that I wanted to address is all of the homosexuality. As a member of my religion, I must force my views upon you, and all of the talk of the dildos, and the butt plugs, and the bears, and the twinks, and the poppers, and the reach-arounds, the Star 69s, it's just not good for the children. So, please keep up all your funny jokes about the store, and about life in general, but just not the butt stuff. Just wanted to call and say you guys are doing great. And please consider joining my organization. It's Zealots Against Dirty Discussions, yo. Again, that's one more time. Zealots Against Dirty Discussions, yo. Y'all have a great day. Love you. Bye. See you more.
And welcome back.
Oh, I'm Anthony. Hello.
Oh, hello.
I'm not
You
sick.
guys are mean. Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 23 of Beards and Sundries, the shortest episode of them all. Love yourself. Good night.
Oh, he's just kidding, but it is time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and I want you to unwrap me right now.
And my name is Anthony Ruxpin, the bear toy you really wanted as a kid.
He sounds like a smoker.
How many catchphrases do you have?
Use this cigarette and you'll feel smart.
Lord.
And I'm Joe, and I probably wasn't as stealthy at peeling back one corner of the wrapping paper as I thought I was. But that means that today's sundry items are toys we got for Christmas. That's right, Beardos. Festive month is in full swing, and we have decided to spend this lunch break reminiscing about the gifts we received, the anticipation of waiting for Christmas morning, and how much socks and underwear mean to us now that we're actually adults, technically. Later on, we've got some more fun Beardo-submitted sundries, a nostalgic something to check out, and Anthony has another homebrewed game for us this week that we kind of toyed around with. But before we get too far into it, how about this week's voicemail from John Riley?
It wasn't John Riley.
Was that from John? Was that from Aaron?
I'm just kidding.
Nope.
No. Was that really from Seymour?
No. I'm a little shocked you don't recognize.
Who is it from?
Who is it from? The voice is not... I mean, I'm super sick, so not a lot's clicking with me today.
It is a straight friend of yours.
Is it really Matt? Oh my god.
It is. It's Matt.
Oh, Matt. That is incredible.
It's Seymour.
Yeah, it's Seymour.
Seymour butts.
We're going to talk about all the butt
Seymour
stuff we
these
want.
Nuts.
And more.
I gotta tell you, when we talk about bears, we mean grizzly bears. When we talk about Twinks, we're really talking about Twinkies. And Star 69 is just how you call somebody back, Seymour. It's okay. This podcast is super religion friendly.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
We worship something, that's for sure.
Poco de culo.
I do worship that. Oh my god. You gotta play that organ.
Right.
Right.
Warm up that flute. Blowjob.
Anyways. Joe, do you think I can find sky dancers in the sundries aisle?
Oh, No, they actually flew into the fireplace, so they're all out of stock. But if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an Old English word meaning odds and ends. Now, today it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as three very wishful gay men with beards, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Wow. That
Fantastic.
was a great intro. I feel gacked and gooped, but with Nickelodeon gack. That's 90s.
I was gonna say, I remember gack and phloem and slime.
Yeah, I do.
This all sounds like what Anthony's suffering with right now.
Yep. I wish it could get out of my lungs.
Anthony's gacked and gooped.
Joe's got his editing work cut out for him to try to get all my coughing and sneezing and nose blowing out of this. Yeah, I do remember Nickelodeon gack, and that is what I'm breathing in right now.
Also, real quick, before we get too far into the topic, I would like to say that we have come very, very close. If not, we have scratched off a bingo square. Because, as of this morning, actually, GTA 6 dropped their first trailer, and at the very end, it said coming 2025. Now, the square technically says GTA 6 release date announced, but I think that's pretty close.
I guess they put a date on it.
There's no date yet. It just says 2025.
I was going to ask if we were going to consider it one, because I'm like, technically I didn't define it as a specific date.
Because I feel like they're going to announce it this month. I just don't want to risk not getting a square, you know? Because we've gotten so many.
We have so many squares. I mean, I'm cool with counting it. Everything's super lax tonight.
Maybe if we count this bingo square, maybe the universe will finally take out Jim Inhofe and we can get another one next week.
Maybe it'll all align to what we want.
So then let's consider that square taken.
Maybe my book will get published without me having to finish this rewrite of the version that I'm on.
Well, for me, on my card, that means that all we have to do is have another massive American health crisis, which I don't know if you've been watching the news lately, but they're dealing with another little sickness in China. And then I also need the UK monarchy to begin collapsing. So, come on, let's get on it. Start collapsing.
Yeah, they seem to be doing okay right now, which is kind of annoying.
Well, Jay, it looks like all you need is me to drastically lose about 40-something pounds in the next 2 weeks. You need Elon Musk to step down and sell Twitter, and then you gotta poop your pants.
You know what? Not gonna happen.
I just don't understand how Elon Musk is still holding on. I felt like that was one of the ones that was like gonna be a gimme. And he just keeps like... Yeah, it's been in flames for so long now, and he's just sitting there like that dog in the meme.
Yeah,
And but no, he's doing more than the dog. He's literally like lighting additional things on fire as he's sitting there.
Oh, he's doing
And then
that
hitting
thing
tweet.
like in Veep,
and send.
where she's like, "I'm out there putting out 2 fires, and I come back out here to see you setting fire to the fucking fire truck."
Yes, precisely.
Well, we'll see, Beardos. We'll see if it's a tumultuous last final weeks of 2023. We'll see if we can get a bingo. I doubt it, but never say never. We'll see.
Next year we'll probably
Next
have to
year's
let
bingo
all of the...
card.
Yeah, I was like, next year we'll have to let all of the beardos do this.
Yeah, seriously, we were bad at it.
Yeah.
Maybe we went too aggressively, like, detailed last time.
We got a little too specific, I think, is our issue.
We did.
We were just so
We
excited.
floundered to get 25 things.
I mean, we really started this just so we could have a free space with Jay pooping his pants. If that had happened, I would have considered it a bingo and counted the year as good.
Well,
Slam the book closed.
I can't believe we've made it to December and I'm doing okay.
I know, it's your
I
stupid
can't either.
veggie-rich diet. I'm very irritated with you getting more fiber in your life this year.
Yeah, this was the year I upped my fiber, so... And it wasn't even due to this, it just happened to be coincidence.
Yeah, stupid health-conscious bullshit.
You should have upped your
Upping your-
jalapenos.
Yeah, up your fiber intake, keeping your
I
testicle
did.
on your body.
I did, for a brief moment, up my jalapeno intake, and all I did was break out around my nose, and I didn't know that was a connection until I Googled it.
What?
Yeah, apparently. So some people have different reactions to increasing like their intake of spicy foods and things like that. And apparently mine is their skin breaking out because as I was eating way more of it, I kept getting acne around my nose. And then when I stopped eating it, I was fine again.
I eat spicy food
That's
all
so
the time.
weird.
Well,
want
then
spicy food
maybe you
right
don't have
now.
an issue with it.
Maybe it was the chat piles.
I kind of want spicy food
That
right
would
now
make
even.
sense.
Oh, I should have sent you a picture. I'm pretty sure there's still a chat pile in my old town. I drove by it the other day.
Oh my god! Of course.
I saw it and I
You
was
should have
like,
taken a picture.
I know I saw it and I was like, oh my god, I should like get out of my car and just roll in that.
Well, I'll start us off. I remember one very memorable Christmas morning was the morning that I opened my brand new Nintendo 64.
Ooh, I loved the Nintendo 64 is such a classic console. It was so good. Revolutionized gaming.
Oh, absolutely.
We never had one.
Still
Although you
holds
have a-
records for some stuff, right?
I don't know, I'm sure. But Joe has a particularly fun story about his Christmas day with his N64.
So, okay. So my sister is 10 years older than me. So when she was around the age that I got my Nintendo 64, she received the Nintendo Entertainment System, the very first Nintendo console. And it came with the power pad that you would stomp on with the numbers. It came with the little
Whoa.
light gun thing you'd use for Duck Hunt. And it came with Super Mario Brothers and then Duck Hunt and Track and Field. But it came with a game. So my parents, mainly my mom, probably assumed that the Nintendo 64 would come with a game as well. Well, that was not the case. The Nintendo 64 shipped with no game. And so when we found that out on Christmas morning, my mom was like, fuck. So then nothing was open because it was Christmas. So I spent the day like getting it set up and I looked at it. But then the next day, so I think we drove up to like Kmart or something. But I went ahead and picked up my very first game, and that was Cruisin' USA. And it was a banger of a game. Oh my god, I've spent hours playing that game. And sometimes my mom would even play with me. And one time I was like, do you want to know how to use the brakes? And she was like, brakes? I'm not using any brakes in this game.
You know, I spend hours cruising USA too.
On the grinder.
My lungs will not allow for me to be very verbose this episode, so you're getting one-liners.
Yay! He's like internally
Yay!
laughing.
Like Snape. Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
Rickman, remember that funny joke
Funny
for the
joke
party
for the
later,
party.
Alan.
We were always poor and never had gaming systems. And I remember whenever my mom married my stepdad and he actually had like money that we could afford normal people things. I was just turned 13, I think. And I said, do not buy anything for Christmas, but like a PS2. That's all I want. I just want a gaming system like everyone else. I want to do that. And it was so hard to convince mom to do that because back in the day, it was $150. And she threw a fit.
I miss the days of $150 consoles.
She did it. And no game. I had to go buy all my games myself.
Obviously.
What was your first game? Do you remember?
I'm pretty sure I had Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit, and then my sister had Tekken 4. And then I finally convinced, I was with my dad and stepmom, and I bought myself Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and that's where my love for that terrible game came along.
There it is. Yes.
I'm in love with the fact that Trisha played Tekken 4.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
pretty
Obsessed.
cool.
Great choice. You're so cool. You're way cooler than Jay is.
Absolutely.
I remember later on I got an original Xbox, and that was when I got Grand Theft Auto 3 and Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and I thought they looked a little bit better on Xbox. But I have loved those games ever since I first played them, and goodness. Grand Theft
yeah.
Auto franchise has been my favorite series for a long time.
Ever since I killed my first
I think-
hooker,
I
it's
only
really
ever
been a
played
game
And
that
a
Vice
lives in
Cadillac
me.
Fleetwood
City.
Brougham.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think Vice City is the only one I've ever played. And watching you guys play online made me kind of want to play GTA 5, but then it went away. Just
Well,
like
you
any
should hold
game
off
does.
until
Just give it a
GTA
little
6
time.
comes out in a year or and a half. For me, it's super annoying to think that this game's supposed to be coming out and I'm going to be shifting from my earlier 30s to my later 30s. By the time it comes out, and I'm like, ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I will fully be 40.
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, I turned 39 and this shit started happening, so here we are.
Did you guys have any other, like, random gifts
Any, like-
that, as a kid, you really, really wanted that you got?
So I did want an N64 as a gift, but I actually ended up having to buy it myself. I worked as an after-school tutor for a program at our elementary school, and I made like $5.25 an hour, and I just saved my money up for that because I didn't have a car or anything else. So I just would work for 2 hours after school each day tutoring these elementary school kids, and then I ended up buying my own N64.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was your first game?
Super Mario 64 for sure.
That sounds right.
Just
It's classic.
because, like, I mean, it's the classic. Yeah. So I had that. I had, like, later on, obviously, Ocarina of Time,
Yep.
Goldeneye, obvious classic. Mario 3.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody had it. But I did get one year as a present a PlayStation 1. It was used, but it came with a whole bunch of games. And so I was really stoked because I got the PlayStation and then I was able to play Parasite Eve, which was a cool fucking game. And I was finally able to play Final Fantasy VII, which is an incredible game. And my favorite Final Fantasy of all time, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Whoa.
I know, I'm not in good company for this discussion, but nerds, get at us.
No, I remember there were plenty of parties where we'd all be playing Goldeneye, and my mom had to intervene when things got loud and, wait on the law. No one's using golden guns. No one's using cheats anymore. Y'all can't shut up.
So I think we discussed this in the video game episode, but that was season 1, episode 3. So we'll go
It's
back to it.
Forgotten.
Yeah. So unless you're listening to all the episodes sequentially, in which case I apologize. But I always played as Oddjob because Oddjob was physically a little bit shorter than every other character in GoldenEye. And so you had a height advantage because people would shoot over you all the time. And my friends would get mad and they'd try to pick Oddjob really quickly when we get to the characters, the character select screen, but I would always get them and they'd call me Blowjob and they were right.
How right they were.
Oh, how right.
Did you guys get any non-video game toys
Yes.
that you enjoyed or items, I guess, really anything?
I think it was a Christmas gift, but I remember when Micro Machines were a big deal, and I got the Super Van City playset.
Whoa. That was a big deal.
Yeah, bro, that was
Because
fucking
wasn't
cool.
that giant van and then it like opened up
Yeah.
and turned into a city?
Wow.
It would open up, and there was like a little bridge and a mountain and like a little racetrack and airport, and man, that
Good
thing
God.
was fucking cool. Yeah. Super
I-
Van City. Like, I can still hear the commercial in my head, too.
I think this is how this played out, but I remember for my birthday one year, I really wanted the Hot Wheels tune-up shop, and my dad got me the wrong thing, and he ended up getting the car wash, and my mom was like, "Damn it, Bill! You were supposed to get the tune-up shop." And
Did you
so,
cry?
I mean, the car
No.
wash is still pretty good.
I mean, I was just like, "Oh, well, sure." So anyways, I got the car wash,
Wow.
and then for Christmas, Santa brought me the tune-up shop, so it worked out.
Santa brought you the tune-up
there
shop.
you go.
Thanks, Santa.
I will never forget getting, when I was like 6 years old, I got Optimus Prime the one that actually turns into the truck and out of the, like, you could just fully transform Optimus Prime. It was the fucking coolest gift ever.
I remember countless Hot Wheels, Micro Machines, Matchbox cars. Yeah, I am still into Matchbox cars and Hot Wheels, but I mean, I had a ton of them when I was a kid.
Yeah, obsessive over Matchbox cars, Hot Wheels.
I was always like a sword and knife person. Whenever I was like 4 or 5 and we lived here in Tulsa, I remember one Christmas season, like I was sick and I was at home with my mom. And I remember distinctly that she let me open a gift early and I unwrapped it. And it was just this like, and I'm sure looking back on it, it was just a cheapo, stupid little combat knife. But I thought that was the coolest fucking knife in the world. But it's probably like something you get at like the Dollar Tree, but still, you know, you're a kid. Who cares?
Right.
We did that tradition when I was a kid. We would open one gift on Christmas Eve, and it was so much fun.
Oh, we definitely never did that. We always had to wait. But I do remember, if I recall right, oh yeah, Christmas Eve, we always end up making cookies for Santa. And I would just be pumped up so much that I think my parents would hate me more than usual. And, and like we had this little ceramic Christmas village that always went around the base of our tree. And I remember I was just always going crazy, getting the town ready for Santa Claus to come. And we would do all this stuff to get Santa's attention. I remember that. That was kind of our tradition as kids. There was one year that I took all of my Hot Wheel cars and I literally like lined the top of the couch like to show off all my Hot Wheels. And I think I remember my sister laying out all her new shoes that she liked. And like we were just like, Santa, look. It was like show and tell for Santa Claus.
Oh my God.
Oh, I used to line up my cars all the time too and make like little traffic jams.
Isn't it
so much
weird
fun
when you're a kid that you're like, yeah, I can't wait for this stranger to come into my house and go through all my things.
No, because I was like,
This
give me the loot.
strange daddy to come in and eat. Give me the loot, bitch.
Yeah, give me the presents. I don't care. Come on in.
So did you guys have did all of your presents come from Santa Claus, or did you have like a Santa Claus present?
The second one, I had like maybe 2 or 3 from Santa, and then like the rest were from mom and dad, and you know,
We always
grandma,
had
grandpa.
one Santa gift.
Yeah,
Santa only
same
brought one
here.
gift, and then everything else was from the
Yeah.
family in some way.
Yep.
And I'll never forget the year that I also got the first 3 Harry Potter books. And I remember, you know, they had all the gifts wrapped, and I kept picking that one up. Like, this one's so fucking heavy. It's like a brick. Did they wrap a brick? And then I opened it, and I was like, oh, books. Yay.
Wow, you ungrateful bastard.
Oh, I always acted nice because I got in trouble one year that I got mad that I got socks.
Yep. I mean, socks are a bad present.
So even as an adult, I'm just like, socks and underwear, those are not things that I like want to have to buy. So giving them as a gift, I'm just like, pants and shirt, those are things people are going to see.
Now, granted, if you buy me sexy underwear, that's a different story.
Different story. As an adult, if this is for fun time,
absolutely.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
Buy me all the underwear.
Yeah, give me something from nastypig.com.
I saw that they now have onesie jammies.
I know. I want some of their stuff, but I got to figure out what size I actually am. Our beardo Aaron bought us Mistress leather shirts when he was in California. And I was like, I'm a large. And I put my shirt on and I was like, whoa, I am not a Mistress leather large.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was a Christmas gift per se, but it was a toy we had around wintertime. And I remember this because it became controversial. And it was made by Rubbermaid, and it was called the Icy Rider Toboggan. And this was a sled that was 2 pieces, and it was plastic, and they would form together with 3 plastic bolts. And it would make this long toboggan with this flexible front that you would pull back with a rope. And I remember it fondly because it got recalled in, I want to say, 1998. Yeah. 1998, they recalled 60,800 Icy Rider toboggans because the bowed, flexible front of the toboggan could break away while it was in use with the rope, causing loss of control and possible injury.
Jesus.
Now, ours never broke. We were fine, but I will always hold that toboggan in like this teeny tiny little niche corner of my brain because my dad loved that thing. Like my dad's always been a big like sled riding guy because he grew up in Massachusetts. So we always had hills. We always had like the radio flyer sleds with the rails. We had a bunch of different toboggans. But yeah, we'll put a picture up in the corner so you guys can see it. But man, I loved that thing. It was awesome, and it never broke on us.
I also had one of those like Red Rider sleds with the rails, and you had the little lever up front you could kind of semi-steer it with.
Steer back and forth, kind of, yeah.
In Kansas, like, it was not often that we got really enough snow to make that actually work well enough.
I don't know that we really did anything. We had a sled, but it was like one of those wooden things that had the like blades on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
I remember getting that for Christmas one year, and it felt like such a real Christmas because my sister and I both got sleds, and I was like, it's cold, it's winter, and we got sleds for Christmas. This is real.
I remember one winter we had, I got some sort of video game that I really wanted to play with my friend, and I remember distinctly we were going to go over and play it, but we had an ice storm come through, and it took power out for like almost a week, so we couldn't play the video game because nobody had power.
You know what that was, Anthony? That was God telling you that game was evil.
Well, I mean, I still do the gay sex and the evil, so.
Is your power still on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's more than on.
Oh no! Then now what's the message?
The power's not the only thing that was turned on.
Sounds like God got more progressive as time went on. He's like, you know what?
Maybe.
Okay. I'm fine with the gay stuff. There was one year I remember sleeping in, and my parents had to come wake me up. Or my sister did, I can't remember. And they're like, Santa came! And I'd found out, like, the family had already started opening gifts. And then I, like, walk out, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I was actually still kind of in a fog, because I'm like, I'm confused on what's going on.
Your parents roofied you.
Pretty much.
He said, here's this hot chocolate, Jay.
That wouldn't shock me, honestly.
Take your chat and your Benadryl and go to sleep, honey.
Oh, but that was the year I got like a really good Lincoln Log set from Santa Claus.
Lincoln Logs.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I loved Lincoln Logs.
That was such a cool set. I played with those all the time because it was a big set of Lincoln Logs, too.
Oh, man. All those building toys. Lincoln Logs, Connects, Lego.
I can't get over how much my mother was obsessed with buying us gifts she remembered as a kid. And so she'd like, oh, I'd play with these all the time. And it's like, I don't know, one of those sticks and wheels that you push down the road. And I'm just like, okay. So I wanted Legos, but, okay. Did you guys ever, did your parents sit down with you with that big Toys R Us magazine? And you got to, circle everything you wanted?
Hell yes.
Oh. Yep. It was
it wasn't a Toys R Us one, but
it might have been
did get something in the mail
similar to it. I can't remember what.
We didn't have a Toys R Us in Morgantown.
We did Toys R Us, and then we also later on did Finger Hut.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if you're familiar with Finger Hut, but yeah.
That might be the one that we got. I can't remember.
That also reminds me how we used to, and this wasn't even Christmas related, but we used to get that Oriental Trading magazine where you could just buy a bunch of shit.
Oh my god!
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
and you'd buy things at 140 count or a 200 count, and it was just these little trinkets. A box for my trinkets.
I'm like,
but
Mom,
all kinds of little teensy toys and cheapo made stuff, and I knew it was all crap, but a lot of it I was like, I want this for some reason.
It was such shiny colors. I mean, one time we did get the gold foil wrapped chocolate coins, and they tasted terrible, but I just had to have them.
So that ties into a tradition from my house growing up. Your stocking always has a Pez dispenser and chocolate coins, and those were like the two staples that were always
Oh.
in the stocking, no matter what. Like there was other
That's
stuff, but those two
cool.
were always in the stocking.
That's kind of cute.
We always had. So we would do, one of our family traditions is on my dad's side of the family, we did bingo, is what it was. And you would play bingo, and when you got a bingo, you could go up to the table, and the table would have designated like gifts, like it would say for a kid, or for anyone, or for a man, or for a woman, whatever. It just give you an idea of whether or not like you wanted to get that one. So I'd always go for the Lifesavers books. I don't know if you guys remember those, or I'm pretty sure they still make them, but they're little books that look like holiday books that have different roles of lifesavers in them. So I'd always try to get that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I
Yep.
forgot about those.
Yep. And then, so we would have like our regular gift opening, and then we would do that. And then the other part of that tradition is that there was one gag gift in there, and it was this little chicken doll, it was like a cloth handmade doll that my grandma had sewn. And if you get the chicken, your goal is next year you have to bring the chicken back and package it and like trick somebody into getting the chicken.
Aw.
I mean, that's
cute.
kind of cute.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had the chicken, and then we had the crow was the other one. Later on, we had the crow as well.
Oh, my gosh. We never had any funny traditions like that. The only traditions that are funny to me thinking back on is before we could open gifts, Dad would always have to drink his first cup of coffee, and he'd read from the Bible why we're celebrating Christmas. And Trish and I'd be dead asleep on our pillow every time because it was just, I swear he'd start from chapter 1 of the Bible to get to that point. And,
Oh God.
I
Literally.
mean, it was just, and he would drink his coffee real slow. And that's the only traditions I can really remember.
Funny enough, Joe's actually gotten to participate in one of my family traditions that we actually still do to this day. But every year we would go to candlelight service at my local church. So when you go,
Ooh.
it's a quick half-hour ceremony. You guys end up like lighting all the candles. My grandma used to run it.
Some of the best
So-
piano playing you've ever heard in your life.
Hey, Mary's just fine. It's the singing that's bad.
That's true.
But I don't think we did that this last year, did we? Because my grandma stopped doing candlelight
Yeah.
service.
COVID
So-
kind of killed the church stuff in your
Yeah.
grandma's family.
Well,
Yeah.
so when COVID hit, my grandma took it seriously. And let's just say small town Oklahoma, a lot of other people did not.
Sounds right.
Which I was
Yeah.
really proud of your grandma for, like, taking her stance and sticking to her guns for that. Because
Yeah,
that
no.
couldn't have been easy.
No, for sure. But she's also very, I won't say like she is health conscious, but she's also very much like she's not dumb.
She's
Yeah.
not dumb.
And she's not easily swayed by crap like that. Which is wild to think that other people who are about her age get swayed by that. Because I'm like, haven't you guys lived through other things that are just like this? And you should know better. You should just know better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at history and see how aggressive the Spanish flu was back in the day and things like that.
And how they would find you if you were caught outside not wearing a mask.
Yeah, like, these are things that mattered, but, whatever. Today's world, we're full of bullshit excuses. Anyways.
So we still have a few different, that's one family tradition that we haven't been doing the last couple of years, but we still do the other part of that, which is Dirty Santa with my mom's side of the family. So that we don't all have to get gifts for each other. We each just bring one thing worth XYZ amount and we play Dirty Santa.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And then on Christmas Day, the tradition is that Joe and I spend it together.
Oh, that's sweet. Normally,
It's super easy.
I drive up to Kansas for a day, say hi, eat some ham, and come home.
Oh, ham. Ugh.
We have started getting a rack of pork from Costco because it's one of their holiday items that their deli sells, and it is fan-fucking-tastic. We do that. We do some mashed potatoes to soak up the juices, and that's what we have for our meal on Christmas Day.
God, that sounds so
And
good.
there's plenty of it. It's really
juices.
good.
You should really look into getting one, Jay. They're only like $26, and it can
Really?
easily feed you and Frank. Yeah.
They do the rack they do it jalapeno style, so they cut it off the bone and then they retie it back on there with like
My
minced
God, my mouth
onions
is watering.
on the inside and seasoning. And so those onions, the juices from the onion like soak into the meat itself and break down the proteins and make it nice and tender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. And it comes in its own roasting pan. You literally just throw it in the oven.
My
Yep,
God,
it's very, very low key.
that made me so fucking hungry.
That's this week's impulse buy section. Something to check out, Beardos. The rack
Go
of
get
pork
yourself a
from
Costco
Costco.
rack of pork.
Oh my God.
I recommend
do it
mashed
every
potatoes
Christmas.
too. They're awesome.
Yeah, their mashed potatoes are used with organic Yukon Golds, and they're just out of this
They're
world
so
too.
fucking good.
Well, this has been a fun lunch break talking about toys and things we've received and holiday traditions. But you guys think it's time for a commercial?
I do.
And now, a gift you didn't expect.
This Christmas, the gift doesn't keep on giving.
Honey, who left this gift?
I don't know. It's the gift under the tree that nobody wanted.
Oh my god. What is it? Who left that?
I don't know, Margot. Socks. That's right. It's the gift you least expected.
Oh my god, it's socks!
What on earth did we do to deserve this?
It's because I let you try anal and it was the worst experience ever. I regret it every minute.
I think it's because I'm gay and I just shouldn't have been with you, and I just felt compelled to because I'm scared to be gay.
What?
Everyone knows that you want a normal gift, something fun, something cool. But no, you got socks. Nobody even wants them. You have to wear them. Socks. Grit your teeth and say thank you no matter what. Because it's socks. Brought to you by the same people who brought you underwear.
Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
I couldn't believe that my aunt got me socks again. Socks.
Sucks. Well, fun fact, Beardos, you can tell anyone that you know at least one phrase in Spanish because all you have to do is spell out the word socks. And you know the phrase, it is what it is. Eso sí que es. Impress your friends.
I feel like I want to sing like Que sera sera. Que sera sera. Whatever will be,
Though-
will be.
This does remind me. We didn't address when we were talking about the voicemail earlier how Seymour invited us to join his organization Zaddy.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we forgot to talk about that. Yes.
Quite the
Yeah.
acronym.
That was the
Yeah.
acronym. Counteroffer, I invite you to join our organization, a criminal regiment of nasty young men.
Acronym. Well, Anthony, what a great segue. Jay, what do we have for Beardo submitted sundries this week?
So this week we heard from, he told me to start using a nickname if I wanted to, and I confirmed this is okay with him. We heard from Jorge.
Hey!
Oh, perfect.
And he was responding to our questions because we had 3 questions last week. And
We did have a lot of
good.
questions. Yeah.
And he said, I love Vegas Starfish. She's an awesome voice for what's really happening in Vegas.
Good.
Good. I agree.
And to the question regarding F1, he said it was horrible. However, it catered to the audience that they wanted, and the amount of disruption was fucking awful. Freeways, streets, businesses, closures everywhere. And yet, the high-end businesses and hotels did more that weekend than some have done in 6 months. It's a billionaire's game. And last, I asked the very important question if he stayed at Buco del Culo. And he said, Buco del Culo, I would love to stay there, but it's so hard to get a reservation at that place. However, I've eaten there plenty. And I responded.
They got quite the spread.
I responded. I said, "It's really a place that you just come and go."
Listen, Jorge. Sorry, the nickname
There's
is
loads
bad
of fun
this week
there.
because I don't feel well. But sometimes it's hard to get in, but once you do, it's so worth it.
Mm-hmm. It's always so warm.
And sometimes you just got to take a deep breath before you go in. You're just like, "I'm here." Well, the next one I got. I don't know if
Anyways,
you've.
thank you, Jorge.
I don't know if you've noticed,
Or
but,
George, whichever you prefer. I still can't remember which one you prefer.
Oh, he said that either one works, and that he also loves nicknames, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna call you Whore. Hey, and he's like, love it.
Okay.
So I was like, that's it. I'll have to either call on John to make an intro or actually sit down and make intros myself.
Perfect.
But
yeah, I can't imagine we can keep outsourcing our podcast work for free.
damn it, it's been so nice. So our next thing we got was, I don't know if you've checked our website recently, but if you go down to our 50 states map, we've added a Connecticut listener.
Ooh, really?
And his name is Rich, and he's a recent person who found us, I believe, on Threads.
Oh, all right.
Richard.
I've been stepping up my Threads game recently because it's apparently the really gay-friendly place right now, so I'm like, let's take advantage of this.
Yeah.
You
Well-
really have been killing it.
So last week, when I started really focusing on Threads, we had about 120 followers, I think, and that was mostly from linking Instagram. And now we're up to 835. So,
Wow.
How do we not have some of these states, though? Like Vermont, New Hampshire. What's happening up there?
where are you guys?
Especially. Maine. My friend Steven is there.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, he's on the edge of his seat waiting for every episode to drop.
I'm sure. And yeah, thank you, Rich. We're glad to have you here.
Yes, thank you so
Welcome
much,
to the shit
Rich.
show.
Rich also started from the beginning, and I was like, oh no!
Ooh, sorry.
Yeah, seriously, sorry.
And I was like, please keep up and listen to how we are now. Anyways. So, and then we finally got an email this
It gets
morning.
better, sort of.
We got an email this morning from
Derek with the good beard.
Still love that sound so much. All right.
It's so good.
And he says, hey, beardos. Good things come in threes. 3 workers at the B&S market, wise men, and of course, pigs. So here are my 3 thoughts for this week.
Give him a second.
Derek literally killed me on camera. Okay, I am composed now.
Number 1. Anthony's sundries looked thick and moist like a Big Deborah's snack cake. I think I may need to see the cake out of the
Wow.
wrapper, though, just to make sure. I'm churning the icing just thinking about it.
His witticisms are so much better than ours.
Right? I'm like, why are we trash? Derek, just start a podcast.
Yeah, seriously.
Number 2. The Gen X in me is glad that you recognize Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
Yep. Absolutely.
And number
Yet
3.
another controversial opinion. I don't like Die Hard.
I don't go crazy for it either, but... And number 3. Since you asked Beardos for their getaway, I thought I would share my recent vacation. I recently came back from the post-Thanksgiving Caribbean cruise. This annual tradition is coordinated by John Heath of John Heath Travel, which is www.postthanksgivingcruise.com. And he's given permission to share this on the pod. There are typically 300 to 400 beardos, or beardettes, on this annual cruise, so it gives individuals an opportunity to meet other gays without the thought of a traditional all-day cruise. Bonus footage is the photo of several of us wearing flamingo shirts, and the permission has been granted.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I love it. Yes. Oh my God, those outfits are so cute.
I know.
No.
And
I'm
he was
here for it.
And Derek was able to share his knowledge that a group of flamingos is a flamboyance.
All
right.
You are a flamboyance in two ways.
And then he had a touch of pink at his...
Pics are on there.
He had a touch of pink at his white party.
Oh,
Nice.
that's so cool. I love that
love
shirt.
that
It's
shirt.
so cute.
It is.
Yeah, seriously.
And he
Derek
finished-
is always on point. He's always got like really great style. Good for you, Daddy.
Zaddy. And he finished off with saying, looking forward to hearing about more stockings getting stuffed this month.
Right here in the break room, beardos.
And besides that, I didn't write all this down,
Thank
but
you,
I've had a lot of fun conversations this week on Threads with people and just kind of being silly on there. I've done a couple polls, and it's just been pretty fun. So, for you new threaders that have found us, thank you so
I've done a couple
much.
polls too.
That's because he's a slut.
Well, I've got a couple. We received a wonderful little Christmas card from Beardos Justin and Jason, and it features them in a little fireplace setting, and their lovely puppies are in there too. So it's super cute. So thank you for that lovely little card. It's very precious.
Yes. You and your fur babies are so adorable.
It
and
was
I gotta
so
tell you,
cute.
the floppy ear on your one corgi, oh my God. A corgi with a floppy ear has a soft spot in my heart.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was
definitely.
so cute. I loved it. I loved getting that in the mail and seeing how creative it was.
Oh, question though. Are your corgis assholes? Is that like a location specific thing? Let us know.
And then we had a very special duo of visitors this weekend at our house. Zach and Toad, our Beardos from Minnesota, came to visit. And
boys.
Toad, in his very, very creativeness, gifted us with these little guys right here.
They're so cute.
These are
So-
dolls.
I'm finishing the
us.
podcast as Doll Anthony.
Oh, looks so much better.
And the arms
fuck up.
move, the clothing comes off, the shoes come off, and
Yeah,
they
everything
are.
is.
There's little sundries on the back of our shorts, and they are anatomically correct.
You should blur that out,
He
Joe.
got our good side there, and there's also a little J one, and you've got a little hat that says beards and your sundry shorts.
so
Your hat
cute.
actually comes off, just since you don't always wear your hat sometimes.
That's just
And on your anatomically correct doll, if you guys can see it, the right ball is missing.
He's a little light in the
So
coin purse.
super duper extra points for that light coin purse, and that is the most creative thing I've seen in quite a while.
These
These
are
are
so detailed.
so well made. They're so cute. They're so detailed. And Jay, we'll send you yours so you can have it at your house.
Yay! I honestly have to say, I feel completely honored that in the small podcast that we have followers who create so much stuff for us.
Toad
It's
is so
just so sweet.
so crafty. He is incredibly creative when it comes to crafting things, and this is just I had no idea that he did this specific style of crafting, and then he surprised us. And oh my God, fun fact: the eye colors are accurate as well. Joe's got green, Jay's got blue, and my eyes are gray.
Oh my god. Gray.
I know.
So
It's a
yeah,
real
those
bitch in the
you
sunlight.
really outdid yourself, Toad. These are lovely.
Yeah,
and
they're fantastic.
I love them.
Thank you so much, boys. And it was great seeing you, and we'll see you again in short, like 3 months for TBRU?
Wow.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's very
yeah,
exciting.
fun fact, Beardos, we're going to be at TBRU, Texas Bear Roundup. So if you're going to be there, let us know.
Nice.
Well, what a fantastic round of Beardo submitted sundries this week. You guys really outdid yourselves.
Well, does anyone have anything to check out this week?
I do. So I wanted to bring up that, I don't know if you know this, but Toys R Us several years ago bankrupt and closed. But
Yeah.
they're back. And you can go to toysrus.com and order from there. And I believe that next year they're putting in, I think I read 24 brick and mortar stores again. So they're resurging. And I'm so excited because it kind
Wow.
of reminds me of my childhood.
They have a brick and mortar location open in Mall of America. So if you're in
That's
Minneapolis, St. Paul, go
what
for
I thought
it.
I saw.
Yeah. It opened shortly after we visited, so we didn't get to go.
Boo.
Yeah. But it's sort of like a flagship store. So it's a more experiential store than just a shop. So, yeah, if you're in the area, definitely go check it out.
Yeah, I was so excited to see them coming back.
I can't wait to go stand stupidly inside of Toys R Us as a millennial, looking at toys that I will never purchase.
Or I will purchase, whatever.
Or I
Don't
will
judge.
purchase.
Yeah.
That is also very true. Yep.
Whatever, you know.
I buy toys all the time. You don't know.
This one goes in his butt.
That's right. Most of them go in my butt.
Whoa, that's a different kind of Toy Story. Talk about you've got a friend in me.
That's Toys R Butts.
Oh,
Oh, that should have been our commercial.
well, thanks, Jay. That's good news.
That is good news. That's very exciting.
But moving on, does that mean it's time for a game?
I think so.
Sounds like game time to me.
Oh, and I'm
All
really glad
right.
that the sick
All
guy
right.
that sounds terrible is going to host it.
Yeah, it's going to be real great. You guys are going to have a good one. This is a game I'm calling Toying with Slogans. I have listed 15 different slogans from toys that were popular in the 90s. And you guys are going to have to guess what the toy is that the slogan is associated with. Now, keep in mind, these toys may not necessarily originate from the 90s, but they did see a resurgence, or they were popular in the 90s. They were a popular holiday gift of some sort. And I have tried my best to make sure that the slogans or mottos were relevant during that time period. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys will have 3 guesses apiece. I don't think that you are going to need that many. This is going to be significantly easier than last
You
week.
say that.
Thank goodness.
I think you guys are going to do pretty well at this. So, without further ado, are you guys ready for number 1?
Sure.
Ready.
This is going to sound extra sexual with my broken voice. The more you play with me, the more I do.
Furby?
Barbie?
It's Furby. You are correct, Jay.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Yeah, well known because the more you played with them, the more features you would sort of unlock.
Yep.
Okay, number 2. Wetter is better.
Super Soaker?
It's Super Soaker. You are
Super
correct,
Soaker.
Joe. I told you guys this is going to be a lot easier.
Those were popular in the Martin household growing up.
Yep. Oh, same. I had one that you would like pump up like this. Yeah, just like that.
You would pump
Yeah, but
up
what about
like
the water
this?
gun?
Right. Yeah, you just keep pumping it, and then you pull the trigger, and it shot like a ball of water. And I know this is all like loosely sexual, so I get it, but it was still a cool toy.
Nah, everything makes sense about you.
Yeah, well, you know. Number 3. Okay, so this is sort of twofold. If you can't get the first one, I'll give you the second one. But this one technically has 2 slogans. So here's the first one. Accept no substitutes.
Hot Wheels?
No.
Why does that sound familiar?
Just don't guess your third one.
Does.
If you guys each get to the third one and you don't get this one, I'll give you the second slogan because technically they have 2 official slogans.
Crossfire!
No, it's not Crossfire.
Can I just ask for the second one now?
No.
That's where I'm at.
No, the second one is going to be just basically a race for whoever answers
Will you
first.
repeat it?
Yeah. Accept no substitutes.
Sounds like something sports related.
Nerf?
In a way, it is. It is Nerf. You are correct.
No way!
Damn.
Yep. So they have two slogans. They have accept no substitutes and it's
Oh,
Nerf.
it's
or
Nerf or
nothing.
nothing.
Yep. Which
Is
I
it
was going
Nerf?
to do as it's blank or nothing. Don't worry. If the name is in there, I'm going to omit the name. But I tried really hard not to
Why?
have too many of those. Okay, number 4. You ready?
Yes.
Ready?
The world's first animated talking toy.
Elmo?
No.
Mm.
The world's first animated talking toy.
Tamagotchi?
No. I alluded to this toy in my intro.
Anthony, you know how bad we are with intros.
I was busy making fun of your intro.
Wow. Well, then that's really on you, isn't it?
Can you repeat your intro?
Nope. I sure can't.
Oh.
Even though I totally have the script right here. The world's first animated talking toy. You have each guessed one time. Feel free to guess a little harder.
Transformers?
No.
I can't remember your intro.
Yeah, I know. This is,
Well, so he said
This whole
Transformers,
episode is a
and I was
test.
like, yay! And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. No, he talked about that in the show. It wasn't his intro.
yeah, it wasn't. Now, keep in mind, this could have originated before the 90s. I'm just giving it to you if it was popular in the 90s at all. I will give you a hint. It is a modification of a stuffed animal.
Is it a Care Bear?
No, but you've got the right animal.
Is it Teddy Ruxpin?
It's
Yes.
Teddy Ruxpin.
I just suddenly was
Yes.
like, oh, I know your intro now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you
remembered
fucking
it.
Bastards.
Well,
yeah.
when I think of like young bear toys, I always think of corduroy first because that's what I grew up like reading, and I had a corduroy doll. I
You didn't
never had
have
a Teddy
a
Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin. I had a Teddy Ruxpin.
I definitely
Put
did
the
not.
tape in its back and it'd read to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have that shit. You think my parents wanted me to read?
For reference, my intro was, "My name is Anthony Ruxpin, the bear toy you really wanted as a kid."
I remembered Ruxpin, and I was like, ah.
Do you guys? I had a core memory just unlock, and I had a "That's So Raven" moment. You guys remember those little beanbag things? They were little heads, and you would slam them against the wall or a table, and then they would talk, and they had like 3 different phrases.
No, not at all.
Oh God, I can't remember what they were called, but I had like 10 of them.
That was
was
just
little-
West Virginia stuff, I guess.
They were like Beanie Babies, but they had like little faces on them, and you would throw them against like the floor or a table, and they would say something.
That was all
I
the
can't remember what they were
Oxycontin
called.
you were on.
Yum 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 yum. Okay,
All right, number 5. Are you guys ready?
ready?
Yes.
Perfect. Get in or get out?
Bop it.
No.
Is this Crossfire?
No.
Okay. I was like, that doesn't seem right, but now I'm just like, wait. Why does this one sound so
Jade, you
familiar
have
also?
one guess left.
Shut
and
up,
Joe,
leave me
you still
alone.
have all 3 of yours. I'm just letting you know before you go shooting from the hip. I'm trying to be nice to you for once in my fucking life.
Thank you.
I don't feel well, and it's not easy.
Is it a sports related toy?
I'm not giving you any hints because Jay didn't get any.
Yeah.
But I suppose if you guess 2 guesses and don't get it, I can give you a hint.
There you go.
Okay. Get in or get out?
Get in or get out?
I don't know. Laser tag?
No.
Moon shoes?
No. So here's a hint. The get in is not the word in, but the letter in. Get in or get out.
Trying to think of commercials I used to see on Nickelodeon all the time.
This is a
That's
tough
where I'm
one.
at too, and I can't think of them.
I think this is the first tough one that you guys have gotten.
In or get out.
It lets you play sports. It lets you do all kinds of stuff.
Is it Wii?
No.
Damn.
Is it a Nintendo?
You have one guess, so you better pick one right now.
I'm just gonna guess Nintendo 64.
That's it. Nintendo
Wow.
64.
I was going between the Game Boy and the N64. I'm glad I guessed right.
Weirdly, Game Boy
I didn't know that
seem
was
to
one of their
have a
slogans.
slogan. So that was their advertising. They had a couple of advertising campaigns, and that was one of them in the U.S. I can't remember what the other one was. But their Japan advertising campaign was different. Okay. Are you guys ready for number 6?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. This slogan is, play with no limits.
God, I hate slogans. They're so awful. Do we get a hint of any sort?
After you each guess one, I'll give you a hint.
Can you say it one more time? I'm sorry.
Play with no limits.
No limits.
Bop it.
No.
I don't know. I just wanted to throw
Bop
something
it feels
out.
very limited. You can only bop it, flick it, or twist it.
Yak back?
No, and I forgot about the yak back. That's a really
I
good
did
one.
too.
I wish I had thought of that before I
Yak
made this
back
list.
wacky.
No. Okay, so play with no limits is the slogan. One of the words in the slogan is in the name of the item. It is part of the name of the item.
Play-Doh?
No.
That's a really good guess.
It is a good guess.
Okay, I've already gotten 2 out,
I'll-
right?
I'll give you another clue if you guess one more, Joe, because Jay's guessed
Okay.
2 and you've only guessed 1.
Playmobil?
No, the word is not limit.
PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Nice.
PlayStation 1. You
I'm
are
like going
correct.
through like play.
Yep. Yep.
I was not a PlayStation kid.
So I had one, and that was a tough one because their advertising campaigns, the video game console advertising campaigns got a little glossed over because the way we received news as kids was always through commercials, but we also got it tangentially through like Nickelodeon or any of like the TV shows we were watching. So like you'd see somebody win the console, and so we got excited about it without the advertising.
Yeah. The only
okay.
PlayStation slogan I remember is PlayStation.
Oh yeah.
PlayStation.
Are you guys ready for number 7?
Ready.
Yes.
This one will be a little bit easier.
Yay.
Blank blank. Making things with light. What a sight. Making
Light bright.
things with. You are correct, Joe. It is
Oh,
light
yes. Sorry, you cut out on my end, so I missed half of it. But no.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
bright. Okay. Are you ready for number 8?
I think so.
Ready for number 8.
Okay. More fun than a pillow fight.
Oh, sock 'em boppers.
Sock'em boppers.
Oh,
I
Sock
would
'em
also.
boppers. Sock 'em
Yep.
boppers. More fun than a pillow fight.
I would have also accepted soccer boppers because later on they had to change the name to soccer boppers.
Really?
Fun fact for you, beardos.
And after Sock 'em Boppers, they had the popular Sock 'em Boppers Sword and Shield, where you had
They
like an
did,
inflatable
yeah.
shield, and yeah,
And then after Soccer
Okay, number
Bockers, they had Straight to the Moon, Lois. No, I'm kidding.
And then they had Baby Billy's Bible Bonkers. Are you guys ready for number 9?
Yes.
yes sir.
Okay. Mini trampolines for your feet.
Moon shoes.
Yes.
Moon shoes is correct. You are right, Joe.
Yes.
Yep.
Also, those commercials way overhyped moon shoes. Those
Oh,
kids
they
were
were not
flying
good.
like 30 feet in the air when really
You
you were
know
just kind of like bouncing
How
around
many
from
times you
room
roll
to
your
room.
fucking ankle in those things? Oh my god.
Those kids were doing like herkies and cheerleader jumps, and I'm just like slowly bouncing to the kitchen and they're
Bing,
not
bing,
even leaving the
bong,
ground.
bong,
Basically. Yeah, those were so cumbersome too. But I mean, you know, when you were a kid, anything to get a fucking high of any sort.
Bright colors
Thanks,
and loud
marketing.
sounds. That's what did it.
Yep. Okay, are you guys ready for number 10?
Yup.
Ready.
Fantastic. Get rockin' before the pieces start popping.
Perfection.
Perfection. Is
That's
correct,
what it
Joe.
is. I couldn't
I think
remember the
Jay
name of
had
it.
He just couldn't think of it.
I could not think of the name. I was like, it's that really stressful
The
game.
anxiety.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. That's so the slogan is a little older, but it did go through the 90s.
My sister and I, growing up, we had 2-player Perfection, and it was this big plastic unit, and it was 2 Perfection boards that were connected, and there was a timer in the middle.
We
and if
had
you
this
got your
too.
board done first, and you hit the
Yeah.
little space bar, it would pop their board up first.
Yes.
And, like, my sister and I played that thing all the time.
I remember that actually. That's funny. We had that too.
We definitely never had that.
Well, you suck.
I feel like
Number
everything I had was a leftover when I was a kid.
Sometimes I feel like we were pretty poor, but then you tell me stuff about your childhood. I'm like, we were a little less poor than Jay, like slightly, just a little
Just
less
a
poor.
hint less poor.
Just a little bit, not too much, but a little less. Okay, number 11. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Wait. Yeah, ready.
Okay. This slogan is fun to play with, not to eat.
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh.
Play-Doh is correct. Yep. Jay, how did that come through on your end?
Literally at the exact same time on my end.
Number 12.
There's a delay.
Shut the fuck up. Number 12. Be who you want to be.
Oh God.
Barbie?
It's Barbie.
It's
You are
Barbie.
correct, Joe.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how like all the ones that I should really remember are not sticking in my head.
I think part of your problem, Jay, is that you get so excited about the ones you know that it wipes the answer from your brain.
Pretty much. Welcome to ADHD.
She
Yeah.
thinks I'm a fascist? I don't control the railways
railroads?
or the flow of commerce.
Oh my god. Okay. Number 13. Are you guys ready for this one?
Ready?
The frantic marble munching game.
Hungry
Hippos.
Jay, how did that come through for you?
Literally about the same. I feel like I finished Hippos right before him on my end. Like within a millisecond. It's annoying. I feel
You
bad
guys-
about this timing.
No, it's okay. Okay. Pick a number between 1 through 10, and I'm actually pick a number between 1 through 100 because I'm going to use a random number generator this time.
69.
Okay,
47.
hang on. Joe gets it. It turned out to be 98.
Wow. Nice job, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay.
I remember Hungry Hippos. There was always one hippo that was just a little special.
Broken.
And you'd give that to the friend you didn't like.
Okay. Number 14, second to last. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Now you're playing with power. Super power.
Super Nintendo.
That is correct.
I don't think I would have guessed that one.
I only knew that one because I've watched a documentary about it and they played a commercial and then they had the slogan.
So it's funny because with video game systems, it's really touch and go whether or not they get a slogan of any sort. And the Super Nintendo and N64 had them, but I don't think that the Wii or it didn't happen later on.
The only thing I remember for the Wii was just the two guys bowing, and then like the little eyes would do that in the logo. But that was the only thing they really did for that one. I almost guessed the Power Glove, that stupid, terrible attachment for the NES, but I knew it was Now You're Playing with Power, Super Power, because it was Super Nintendo.
Okay. I built this last one as a tiebreaker. I have not tallied the scores, so I don't know where we're at, but I built it because...
Just in case.
It's a tiebreaker. Just in case. Very last one. Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Blank, blank. Leading the way.
Hot Wheels?
It's Hot Wheels leading the way.
How did I not know that?
Yep. So I put it in there as the last one for both of you because it's your shared interest.
I was going to say GameCube.
It was like, Hot Wheels leading the way. Because they had like the radical commercials.
Yeah. So they had two slogans. It is Hot Wheels leading the way, or apparently the other one is Beat That.
Oh, that would have made it even worse. I would have never figured it out.
So that makes the final score J 4.
Oh,
and
I thought I did
Joe,
better.
11. I thought you did better too, actually. I went back and counted. I was like, wow, this is not as good as I thought it was. Well, Beardos, that is the sound of the music coming back on. It's playing I Saw Daddy Fucking Santa Claus. So to report this atrocity, call our hotline at 405-999-2242.
Don't you dare, I have it on repeat. But
All
Beardos,
season.
we have to wrap up our Christmas lists, so it's time for us to go. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when we release a new episode. We also post frequent updates on our social media sites for any additional sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 silver bells and leave a review. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you. We would also be honored if each of you could tell one friend about the podcast. Doing that would double our growth.
Also, if you unwrap our website, which is www.beardsandsundries.com, you'll see that it's snowing on our website right now, and I even updated the bingo card while recording today, December 5th, 2023. Go ahead and email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com. Go check us out on our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, our Threads. Talk to us. We love to hear from you.
So, Beardos, from underneath the tree here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to...
Love yourself.
Because we already love you. And Nintendo 64. Bye.
Bye.
Beardos.
Bye!